There are red carpets, and then there are real moments. For Gigi and Bella Hadid, two of the most photographed women on the planet, their latest walk wasn't down a runway in Paris or Milan. It was down a sunlit garden aisle in Beverly Hills, barefoot and smiling, as they stood beside their half-sister, Alana Hadid, on one of the most intimate and emotional days of her life. This wasn't about couture gowns or flashing cameras. It was about family, legacy, and love grounded, quite literally, in nature. The world saw glimpses on social media, olive green dresses, radiant smiles, and a rare gathering of the entire Hadid family. But what truly happened at Alana Hadid's wedding, to Emmy-winning producer Ross Williams, was far more personal than the headlines suggest. It was the kind of event where luxury met simplicity, and even the world's biggest supermodels put down their heels to celebrate something real. Days before the wedding, the Hadid home in Beverly Hills buzzed with the soft chaos of love and laughter. Mohammed Hadid's garden, usually serene and manicured, came alive with the sounds of siblings rehearsing, teasing, and laughing. Bella, Gigi, and their brother Anwar joined Alana for an intimate pre-wedding practice. Under the golden California sun, they followed the calm but firm guidance of celebrity planner Melissa Andre, who was known for orchestrating perfection for stars but found something more human here: connection. "I've been training my whole life for this runway." The laughter that followed wasn't staged, it was genuine, echoing off the garden walls as the family gathered, for once, not for a photo shoot or campaign, but for love. Even Gigi, the ultimate professional, seemed more relaxed than ever, focused but smiling, earning a cheerful no notes from Andre during the practice walk. Anwar, their usually reserved brother, stood by proudly in his new role as male of honor, a modern twist that perfectly captured the Hadid spirit, unconventional yet rooted in closeness. By the time the big day arrived, transformation filled the air, not just in decor, but in energy. On October 18, 2025, Alana Hadid, designer and co-founder of La Détresse, exchanged vows with Ross Williams, the Emmy-winning British producer behind several hit projects and a passionate advocate for mental health awareness. Their love story, starting on a dating app of all places, had blossomed into something worthy of its own script. The wedding took place at Mohammed Hadid's Los Angeles estate, transformed into a soft oasis of romance. Forget Hollywood excess. There were no paparazzi barricades, no glimmering chandeliers, no magazine sponsorships. Instead, olive trees framed the altar, candles flickered in the breeze, and white roses were woven into linen canopies. It was pure, intentional, and deeply personal. Alana stunned guests in a vintage Vivienne Westwood gown, sourced from Tab Vintage, a corseted ivory silk dress that merged heritage and modern elegance. Gigi and Bella stood beside her in olive green bridesmaid gowns that perfectly blended sophistication with serenity. Bella wore a dramatic ruffled piece by Raisa Vanessa, while Gigi's high-neck pleated deme by Gabriella dress glowed under the golden light. Later that night, Bella changed into a softer off-shoulder Tiffany dress by Dime, as both sisters kicked off their shoes to embrace the bride's barefoot love theme. It wasn't just a fashion moment, it was a statement. In a world obsessed with curated perfection, the Hadid sisters chose authenticity. No diamonds dripping, no stiff poses, just joy, movement, and real emotion. Every step felt like a rebellion against the filtered lives they've been forced to live in front of cameras. The guest list was intimate but meaningful. Mohammed Hadid personally greeted each guest, making sure, that every detail reflected family unity. Yolanda Hadid, radiant and proud, chatted warmly with Ross's parents, a quiet but powerful moment for a family that has weathered years of public scrutiny. For the first time in years, both parents were photographed together, smiling. Marielle Hadid, another of the Hadid siblings, served as maid of honor, coordinating beautifully with her sister's olive tones. Anwar, dressed in a tailored gray suit with a simple white rose boutonniere, played his part with quiet dignity. Friends from the fashion world also joined: designer Gabriella Dimitriades, model Devin Windsor, and photographer Cass Bird, among others. The event felt less like a celebrity gala, and more like a cultural celebration. Traditional Palestinian drinks from Drink Palestina honored the family's roots. The playlist flowed seamlessly from Arabic ballads to classic rock, culminating with Led Zeppelin's Thank You as Alana and Ross shared their first dance. The crowd swayed under the string lights, the stars above catching reflections in champagne glasses and tear-streaked cheeks. What made this wedding different wasn't its beauty, it was its restraint. Every element spoke softly but carried meaning. Guests entered through a single stone path lined with candles. There were no logos, no hashtags, no press releases. Just music, conversation, and the feeling of being part of something genuinely sacred. As vows were exchanged, the atmosphere turned tender. Alana and Ross read from handwritten notes, referencing family, laughter, and resilience. Gigi, standing nearby, couldn't hold back tears as Ross promised to make Alana laugh, even when she's jet-lagged from Paris Fashion Week. Bella, ever the quiet emotional anchor, gently held Alana's bouquet, her eyes glistening in the soft afternoon light. After the ceremony, dinner was served outdoors under olive trees and fairy lights, plates of Mediterranean cuisine, lemon cocktails, and a rose and pistachio wedding cake that nodded to their Middle Eastern heritage. Guests lingered late into the night, barefoot on the grass, trading stories and laughter. You're my forever runway. Wherever I walk, I follow your footsteps. The world seemed to freeze. Gigi reached for her hand, tears streaming, while Bella smiled through her own. It was raw, unscripted emotion, proof that even under the sheen of fame, family love runs deeper than designer silk. Melissa Andre, the event planner, later revealed that in her years of orchestrating A-list weddings, she'd never seen a moment that pure. It wasn't planned, it wasn't rehearsed, it was just love, out loud. By the time night fell, the Hadid garden was glowing. Music humming, candles flickering, laughter rippling through the trees. Ross and Alana shared one final dance, surrounded by the family that had come together in its truest form. There were no stylists, no managers, no media teams, just the Hadids, barefoot in the grass, holding each other close. For Gigi and Bella, who have spent years being symbols of beauty and perfection, this night was, honestly, a quiet rebellion. They weren't there to pose, they were there to feel. And for fans who caught glimpses of the photos, hair undone, dresses flowing, bare feet pressing into the earth, it was a rare reminder that even icons need grounding. In the end, the most powerful image wasn't of a designer gown or an A-list guest. It was of four siblings standing hand in hand, barefoot, laughing beneath the fairy lights. No filters, no branding, just real connection. For once, the Hadids didn't wear beauty, they lived it. And maybe that's the real story here, not about fame or fashion, but about finding peace in moments that don't need to be performed. Because at Alana Hadid's wedding, for one perfect evening, love wasn't about spotlight, it was about stillness. If you loved this peek behind the lens of celebrity life, hit like, subscribe, and share. More untold stories from the world of fame, fashion, and the moments that make them human, coming soon.